You may know that Hawg Holsters are my all-time favorite concealed carry holster. One of those reasons I think is that they use the Ulti Clip retention system. You may also know that last year UltiClip came out with an Ulti Clip Xl, which is a pretty different type of retention along the same lines as their original Ulti Clip, but very different. And John at Hawg Holsters offers both of those on his holsters. So in this video, we're going to try to answer a couple of questions I've had as far as which clip would be better, what the differences are, and maybe help you decide which one would be best for you. And just a sneak peek, here's the regular Ulti Clip that John uses, the Ulti Clip 3, and here's the Ulti Clip XL. You can see a little bit of difference. We'll take a closer look at those coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. And I'm definitely just a regular folk. I'm right up front. I'm not any kind of a tactical firearms instructor, expert, operator, SWAT team member, military, special forces, any of that stuff. I'm just a guy who believes in the Second Amendment and believes in assuming as much responsibility as I can for protecting myself and my family. One of the ways that I do that is to exercise my right to keep and bear arms. And I do so in my Hawg Holsters. If you watch the channel for long, you know that I'm a big fan of Hawg Holsters. So much so that John, the owner of Hawg Holsters, has become a really good friend of mine. But I was wearing his holsters before he was a good friend of mine. He does a great job. So as I mentioned, John uses the Ulti Clip retention system on his holsters. He makes each one of these by hand, and he's chosen this. This is one of his. I think he's been using these since the very day one of his holsters. Airplane, and that may be one of the reasons that these are so comfortable and so usable and so concealable to me. I think these are just. I haven't found anything I don't like about his holsters, but anyway, I digress. Let's just take a look at these holsters. So first of all, this is the standard Ulti Clip that comes on John's holsters, and I chose the teal blue here, Tiffany blue or whatever you want to call it, just because it shows up very well on here. And I want to show you. So this would be the standard, and the way these things work is you can see it's got like a clamp on it right here. Hopefully, let me get where you can see that. Okay, so maybe I see it's got a little clamp. You lift this up, this slides down onto your pants, your fabric or whatever, and then it clamps down like so. Just show you that. So I got my, oh, by the way, let me take this, got the old rat's tourniquet here. I kind of learned this carry method from John Lovell. Give John a little credit for that. And so the standard Ulti Clip, so the way I wear this one when I'm carrying it, I usually carry about 3 o'clock, is I just loosen my belts up. This is, by the way, a click belt from the good folks out in Texas, Click belts. I wear this all the time. This is my favorite belt. This just slides down in your pants like so, behind the belt, and this clips down onto the fabric. You can carry this here, you can carry the appendix carry wherever, and you can see it's by golly, it retains. It's on there. It's on there. So it retains your weapon very well, allows you to drop very easy and back in very good. So very good retention, very good just everything. You can see the belt's not even buckled and still retains good, which is one of the advantages of this style Ulti Clip, is that you don't have to wear a belt. If you're wearing sweatpants or shorts or whatever, you can, depending upon the weight of your firearm, of course, but it definitely, you can retain it without wearing a belt. Maybe I need to ease off on the old milkshakes there. Another thing I like about this is, if you have to tuck your shirt in, all John's holsters are tuckable, so basically you've got just a nice gap there. You can go ahead and tuck your shirt into it, over the holster, into your pants. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. I got it over the belt. Let's tuck my belt up in there. So we're down there like so. You buckle your belt's on top of it, and all you're going to see is the very top of that clip. And if you just blouse your shirt just a little bit, which probably happens naturally throughout the day anyway, and some of us have a little extra, we have a little extra overflow there anyway, then basically you can't see any effect. There's nothing, no clips outside the belt at all that you can't. So this is probably the most concealable retention system I'm aware of. And then if you do need to get your firearm, then you're good. So that's the Hawg Holsters with the standard Ulti Clip, which I think this one's the Ulti Clip 3, but it's a standard Ulti Clip now. Another thing I really like about all these Hawg Holsters, if you need to take it off for whatever reason, you can just pop it off and you're good to go. You don't have to unthread your belt. Okay, so that was the Hawg Holsters with a standard UltiClip. Just take my shirt off for clarity. Ease sake here, we'll take a look at the other one. And oh, by the way, yes, I am an alumni of Tactical Response. I highly recommend it if you're looking for some really good training. And the reason I bring that up is because this Ulti Clip XL and this holster actually is the exact holster and retention system that I used for the 2-day fighting pistol class up at Tactical Response. And it was a very active class, very physical. We were rolling around on the ground a lot of times in the dirt, on our backs, on our stomachs, rolling around. This holster and this retention system with the Ulti Clip on it worked perfectly, no issues whatsoever. Highly functional and very comfortable. And again, this is the holster that I trust my life to every single day. So this is the one I carry most of the time now. If I'm going to wear a belt, and I'm usually wearing a belt. Let me just show you how that one works. So it is essentially about the same. You're going to I just loosen my belt up a little bit. You pull out, open the clip up, and this one you need to grab it from the side. You can get it underneath there, but if you're not careful, you'll catch. It's got a little clip in the middle, and that's actually there for a reason, because, and I'll show you that in a minute. But let me get up here where you can see it. So I just stick it in my pants. Just hold that out just enough to go over my belt, and it clips over your belt and retains down, and then there you go. Tighten my belt back up, and it's solidly retained on the belt. There's no waste coming off. Again, I was rolling around on the ground and everything. Your pants kind of hold it in place, and it just plain works. You need to draw, you draw, holster, reholster. Works great. And then again, it's very easy to take on and off. Another thing about the Ulti Clip XL, which is pretty cool, I'll show you that. If you press the clip down here, you got to push down a little bit to get it out, but you can get it out like so. I mean, you don't want it to come out too easy. And then you've got a couple little wrenches here. You got a screwdriver you can use to adjust as flathead screws. John's actually come with Allen wrenches. And then to put it back on, basically you just get it up there where it goes in the slots. You press down on it, slide it up in its place, and clamp it back down. So it works on a friction clamp, a spring clamp, and it just works. Something else I want to show you about both these holsters, and I'll show you on the teal one because it's a little easier to see. John puts 2 screws here. You got the bottom one, which is a pivot screw. You can just loosen it just a little bit. And if you loosen the top one just a little bit, you can see there's a slot cut in here. And so you got a pretty good bit of cant there. You can see that you get a lot of adjustment on your cant. I keep mine generally adjusted a little bit forward. This is not my holster, it's my wife's holster, but I'm not gonna mess with it too much, straighten it back up. But then you just tighten these back up, and it just plain works. So to wrap this up, let me just give you my thoughts on what I think is my preferred use for each one of these. Again, like I say, I actually carried Glock 23, which is the same size. This is a Glock 19, same size, in this size holster with this clip on it. Actually, the first version of this clip, before it had the ability to be adjustable for cant, for about a year, very comfortable. I didn't have any issues with it. The kind that clamps right on your pants. And that's a full-size pistol. I consider it a full-size pistol anyway, Glock 19 or 23. And it works just fine. But when they came out with this one, I started carrying this one around my belt, and I just like it. It feels a little more secure. It gives me a little more stability. The belt it just gives you a little more support on the belt. This clip does just fine too. The belt does help kind of hold it up, but definitely, if you're looking for the maximum support, maybe you're carrying a pretty heavy pistol, maybe even a bigger pistol than this, this is probably a good one to go for if you're not really concerned about maximum concealability. If you're going to wear your shirts untucked and stuff, this is probably my preferred clip. Well, obviously this is the one I carry every day, but if you need to carry with your shirt tucked in, you're really concerned about maximum concealability, maybe you don't want to wear a belt, you're not wearing belts, you're wearing sweatpants, you're wearing shorts. If you need something for that kind of application, then this is the way to go, because this is obviously going to show. And this thing just plain works, man. You can put it on a pair of sweatpants, especially if you have a smaller pistol. As long as you got a good drawstring in them, hold them up, and you can carry it pretty much any way you want. They just plain work. So bottom line, this is a standard clip that comes with the holsters. This one's like a $12 upgrade. I think John will work it out with you if you want both clips where you can swap them out depending upon your application. It's really easy to do. Just as a hint, he's got a one-piece backer in here. If you just stick a t-shirt down in there, when you take it out, it'll hold everything in place. You take one screw out at a time. Works great. But if your budget would allow, and by the way, you can save 10% on your Hawg Holsters order over $30, which is going to be any of these holsters, they're going to be around 50 or 60 bucks before discount. If you use the coupon code Survival on Purpose, all one word, just caps, no caps, it doesn't matter, just all one word, then you can save 10%. But if your budget, anyway, if your budget will allow it, what I do is just one of each. That way, if you want to carry with a belt, you're looking for maximum retention, you really want to make it secure to your belt, then you go with this one. If you're in a different situation, you need to be, maybe you're wearing, you got to tuck your shirt in for whatever reason, or you just want maximum concealability, or you're not wearing a belt, then just use the holster you got here. That's what I would recommend, depending upon your budget, of course. But either way, I would highly, highly recommend Hawg Holsters. It's not the first time you've heard me say that probably, but these things just rock. Got several different colors. He's got the black, brown, green, got carbon fiber, different, either the regular Ulti Clip or the Ulti Clip XL. You will not be disappointed. Can't tell you how many people I've sent to Hawg Holsters that have let me know that they were very, very happy with their purchase and with John. Tell John I said hello, by the way. He is a great guy. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful to you. If you had that question about those different clips, or if you're not familiar with Hawg Holsters, I really, again, I encourage you to check them out. As I've said before, they are my favorite holster of all times. And I was saying that before John was a good friend of mine. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. As always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a brand new video every Friday and Saturday, and very often random videos throughout the week. You can check out a new one right over here. If you're not subscribed, please click down in the corner right down there and subscribe. Click that little bell after you subscribe and get notified whenever I put out those new videos. I really appreciate your support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.